Dave Ramsey is saying that this is too expensive. Have we run the numbers, Dave? If this really was something crappy, then I wouldn't be selling it. I mean, I didn't even have my life insurance license when I worked as a PNC agent because I didn't like life insurance. I didn't want anything to do with it. But I've always been a money person. And I've always looked at how are people making money? What is the smartest way to make money? How do I remain in control of my money? Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. You guys, I'm on Spotify for video right now. So if you go over to Spotify and you ditch that Apple thing that you're watching on, and you go over to Spotify, you get the video while you're on the app, instead of having to go to YouTube and see me. So I don't know what you want. If you want a bunch of antics, you can see those. If not, just listen in. But I'm excited about this whole Spotify on video thing because I use Spotify. And I love when a podcast has a video. I have no idea why, but I tend to retain more. Anyway. All right. So today let's talk about the truth. I have this guy on Facebook that is a troll. And I don't get like heavy trolls very often. Like most people will just disagree and move on and you never hear from him again. This guy is like out. Like he's spending a lot of his time commenting on stuff and he will never listen to this. And how do I know that? Because he's asking some pretty idiotic questions and he has never bought the book because I can see everybody that's ever bought the book from me. And unless he's bought the book off of Amazon or he's been given the book by somebody, I don't know. I don't even know what the guy does. I didn't put any energy into it. But I am going to talk about this because I find his comment was interesting. He said, I'm still waiting for the truth about your product. And so let's get into the truth. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if he likes term. I don't know if he's a financial advisor. I don't know. I've talked about the truth 10 million times. I mean, I teach you guys everything that I possibly can teach you, which you need to go to the Farming Without the Bank podcast. And you need to listen to that one too, because I talk about why the premiums drop down in my case studies in my books. And so if your question is, how come your premium is dropping? Head over to Farming Without the Bank. But this guy wants the truth about my product. So I find this super interesting because you guys hear me preach about this all the time, that the life insurance policy is the tool to the concept, right? I'm not even going to get on a rant about that today. I will try to refrain for you. But the life insurance policy is a tool to the concept. So the guy is completely ignoring the concept, clearly, and he is all hooked on the product. And so I can only assume, and that, is not good to do. It's basically what he's doing is assuming. But let's assume that he likes term insurance instead of whole life. And so he is saying, well, why wouldn't you buy term? Because whole life is expensive. So tell the truth about your product of whole life being expensive. Well, let's look at that. And I have broke that out in my farming book, that term is not cheaper than whole life if we look at our entire life. And we have to do that. If we were going to compare the two, we have to be truthful. And we have to talk about term only goes until about 80 and whole life goes until age 121. And so you don't want to be buying term after 65 years old because it will quadruple in price for you. And so now if we look at the amount we've paid for term insurance until 80 and whole life until 80, whole life is actually cheaper. And then if you live to 85 or 90 or 95, you still have death benefit. And so therefore, after 80, we cannot even compare. So the fact that he says it is more expensive is not true. Term is less money out of pocket, but it is more expensive per dollar of death benefit. And when we die, we want a cheap dollar. Meaning, if term costs me 50 cents for every dollar of death benefit and whole life is 40 cents for every dollar, whole life wins. Plus, we've got cash value. We have access to it. Term, we don't have access to anything. We're going to pay premium. It's going to be gone, right? So I'm not sure, again, what he's looking for, but there's the truth in that piece of it. If he is saying that whole life versus an investment is not as good of an idea, well, that gets me on a whole German passion rant, doesn't it? Because this is one, not an investment. And then if that is what we're going to compare it to, we have to look at 3 or 4 things. And those things that I compare it to are liquidity, control, guarantees, and uninterrupted compound interest. And so where are we going to get those 4 things? Inside of a CD, inside of an IRA, inside of a Roth, whatever it is that we're investing in, we're not going to have the guarantees, right? So if he says, tell the truth about your product, your guarantees aren't that great, or your rate of return isn't that great, well, is it not? Because I have liquidity of the money to go do other things with it that could make me more money. Maybe I'm going to buy a business that has a big rate of return. So now I have the rate of return in the policy and the rate of return outside the policy. Nelson calls that the seen and the unseen. And so we have to look at the full concept of everything, right? And so this is not an investment. Life insurance, when people call this an investment, it just makes me cringe. Because first of all, not okay to be using those words, especially if you are a life insurance agent, because that is not okay. We have rules to follow, okay? And that is not, we cannot call this an investment. It is a life insurance policy. The cash value is not an investment. It is a portion of our death benefit that we are allowed to use while we're alive. That is what that is. Does that earn uninterrupted compound interest? Yes. It is contractual. Does it earn a dividend? Yes. That is not contractual. They've paid it for over 130, 140, 50, 60 years, however old your company is. They have paid that. And so do I look at it? Yes. Is it guaranteed? No. But the interest is guaranteed. The liquidity is guaranteed by contract. I have first dibs to access my money. I have control of when I pay that back. And it is uninterrupted compound interest because I am borrowing against my money. I am not taking it out. And so again, I don't know what's got this guy's panties in a wad. I have no idea, but I'm not fighting with somebody online. And so as much as he is waiting, I do believe I have commented on one of his things once, and he's clearly not seen it. But if he wants the answers, they're out here. I mean, for years, I've been doing podcasts, and I have been giving you guys all the information. And so if he wants the answers, he can find them. But he'll never see this. And I'm not going to share it with him because I clearly don't have, I don't even know where his comment is anymore. It's on something. But I'm not giving energy to that kind of stuff. I do think, though, it is an important question to address because a lot of people think the same way he does. And they think there is some kind of smoke and mirrors here. Like, why is this, this seems too good to be true. Dave Ramsey is saying that this is too expensive. Have we run the numbers, Dave? Has everybody run the numbers? If this really was something crappy, then I wouldn't be selling it. I mean, I didn't even have my life insurance license when I worked as a PNC agent because I didn't like life insurance. I didn't want anything to do with it. But I've always been a money person. And I've always looked at how are people making money? What is the smartest way to make money? How do I remain in control of my money? Because I don't want to play the stock market with it. So if we're looking at the truth, we have to look at and expose the truth of all the other options, right? If we want to put money in a CD, we lose liquidity of that CD, or we have to take money out and then it goes down and we've interrupted the growth. We don't have control. We don't have guarantees. We don't have uninterrupted compound interest in a market product. A Roth is going to be similar. It's going to grow income tax free, but you don't have liquidity. You have interrupted compound interest. You have risk of the market. You can't borrow against it, right? And so the only similarity is that it is going to grow income tax free. So I'm not sure what he's looking for. I mean, nothing's going to make the guy happy. He's just a troll. He's probably in his mama's basement on his computer. He could probably be more successful in life if he actually just spent his time not trolling and would look at the book and read the book. But, that's too much to ask for a troll. I'm glad, though, that he thinks about me every day and that he's commenting, because then it drives my algorithm and then that helps. And that's the one thing about these guys, that it's like, dude, you just commented to then have Facebook put more of my stuff out to people. And so thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. I had a lady, this brings up a story, so now let's turn into story time. I had a lady that was super mad. Oh, she was so mad at me because I was selling the book. Like, apparently, if I was a good person, I'd give the book away for free. And so she was really, really mad that she had to buy the book. So she messages me and she says, just so you know, I got the book from the library. And so I didn't have to pay for it. And then I'm telling everybody to go to the library and read it instead of buying it from you. I said, that is super, super nice of you. Thank you. I'm super thankful for the library to have purchased it so that all of you guys can read it. And I'm super thankful for you that you are letting everybody know so that they can also read the book. Because I'm not here making money off of books, people. Books are not money makers for me. I lose money on the weekly basis selling books. Okay? That is not the objective here. The objective is to teach you something. But if you choose to be mad because you had to buy something, then this is not for you. But she too helped me spread the word. And then after I told her that, she blocked me. So these people help drive my algorithm. And I appreciate the trolls. I don't care. If you want the truth, and I can see that you've bought the book and I can see that you've done the things, great. But I thought it was a great topic because a lot of you are running into the same things. A lot of you are going to your financial advisors and your financial advisors are saying, why would you do that? That doesn't make sense to do that. And then you get all confused because the noise is starting to come in. And so you're having to do more research, which is also very, very good. But we just have a bunch of uneducated people that don't want to see it. I've been listening to Myron Golden. I don't know if you guys know who Myron Golden is, but if you don't know Myron Golden, you just go Google him, search him, whatever. He's got great content. And he will say, he has a line that the truth never needs to defend itself because it's the truth. And so the lies will work really, really hard and never get anywhere because the truth is just the truth. So there is a truth about your products. It is, do you have a cost of insurance? Yes. Do you have a cost of insurance, anything you do? Yes. I don't know what the guy's talking about, but that's my best guess. Okay, if you guys have not gotten the books, go and get them. By the time you are listening to this, we do have the holiday special going on. You can buy the bundle and get both the audios for free. And so make sure that you are taking advantage of that. But get your books, make your appointment with myself or John, and we will figure out how this can help you. If it fits, great. If not, hey, you'll learn something. But you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.